Hello, my name is Dr. Carol McGinnis, and I'm here to talk to you about the impact of the research that I've been doing on anger and the virtual world of Xbox first-person shooter video gaming over the past decade. This work started with an idea about anger and video gaming because of my firsthand experience with the first-person shooter environment involving a lot of anger expression and just having that as part of the environment. So a lot of times when I give presentations on this material, I give a background of video gaming, and this is a very brief overview of that, which really emphasizes the Entertainment Software Rating Board ratings for these games, which is generally M. So these games are generally understood as being appropriate for adults. In particular, age 17 and over. What we're seeing today in our society is that people are buying these games for their younger children as young as 7, 8, and 9 years old. So that's an important public service announcement as well when I'm talking about this. One way to mitigate that is to really urge parents to play with their children if they are going to give them these games, because it is an online experience, and that means their children are interacting with adults that their parents don't know. So just something to keep in mind. So the environment of the gamer is a real place. It's a beautiful place. And here are some examples of what these environments look like. They're gorgeous. And you have experiences that are intense here. You have teamwork, you have moments of glory, you have moments of pain, but the gamer who comes especially into the counseling environment, or for parents, pastors, other leaders to know, is that these individuals see these places as real places. There are favored spots, there are memories they like to talk about for a long time to come, and there's camaraderie. This is especially beautiful. This is from Destiny 2, the Leviathan raid, which happens to be just a gorgeous environment. So a result of all this research has really led to positive psychospiritual components for gaming clients, gaming children, etc. So what I found in my original research that started 10 years ago is that there are 7 emergent themes. First one is that this is a fun and relaxing activity, and we don't want to discount that, especially in this time of the pandemic. Where else can you have so much fun and express yourself in a way that includes voice as well as identity? That this is a real sense of authenticity of who you are in this virtual world. People get to know who you are by your gamer tag. And people respond just as quickly to that name as they do their given name or their birth name. This third theme is the one that I'm focusing on today as being probably the most prominent in subsequent research that is continuing to this day, which is video gaming, especially this type, as a safe adult place to anger, because you can mute others. The onus is less on yourself to watch what you say, because others can mute you at any time. So it really creates this interesting environment where you can say whatever you want, and most of the anger is not directed to others, it's more directed toward the game or the self, because you have made an error or you haven't performed to the highest level that you would like. And it's also important to remember that even still, with more women playing this game, it is a male-dominated environment. Other themes of this original research we're not going to go into today is that talking is important. And of course, in my profession as a counselor, this is critical because men especially will talk more online in a video game than they do offline. The women tend to talk less online and more offline. So if you have a video gaming male client, it can really be helpful to hear what that talk is about for him or her, or him, because up to 75% of the game talk is not about the game. Gender issues, as I just described, there are gender issues between men and women that we need to take into consideration. Participant beliefs do play a role. Many of the games do ask you to take a side, and these are related to fundamental ideas, fundamental beliefs that can relate to religion, spirituality. And the last one was, of course, the potential for addiction. We just don't have enough information. We are behind the times actually in determining how much is too much. And we need more research on that topic as well. So here's the Venn diagram for the theme I'm going to be talking about today, which is the safe adult place to anger. And you can see the positive effects are on the top of that midline, and the negative are at the bottom. You have psychological themes on the left, sub-themes on the left, spiritual sub-themes on the right, and then the overlapping sub-themes in the center. So you can see that it can be negative to see cursing as fun. You need to be more flexible in your anger outlet redirection so that it's not going to get stuck in one way that won't work offline, because other people can't mute you offline. And whereas there's a lot of good things about angry online, that the cursing is fun, can help you bond with other people. One of my participants, I remember, cursed for a full 60 seconds, not repeating himself, because he said it becomes an art to curse in a way that's going to make other people laugh. Okay, so what are measurable outcomes? Gosh, it's just been wonderful to see what has come about of this. You can see out of this listing that there's a website, www.anger.works, that is free resources for counselors and angry people. As a result of me being a social professor, I'm able to share this information in a way that's going to be meaningful, hopefully, for the public. There's a new inventory to see how functional your anger is. It's free, and it guides you and directs you towards specific ways that you might get help from a local counselor if you have anger issues that's not pathological. We have a lot of additional research that's found that there's differences between faith-based and secular undergraduate perceptions of Xbox video gaming. And I have had the opportunity to extend this into additional anger resources that will result in a free app by the end of 2022. There's been renewed interest in the publications that I've been able to put into the academic world as a result of the pandemic, because anger is becoming something that we're all grappling with right now. There are a lot of reasons for anger when we think about the injustice of the pandemic, especially for Americans, but people all around the world are suffering. So when you think about what's making you angry, the next question is, well, then what can you do about it? And the research that I've been doing is just about that. It's a processing model to help people to go through their anger and use it as a productive, positive emotion. So there are a lot of good things about being angry. Gandhi was angry. Martin Luther King was angry. Jesus Christ was angry in the temple. And we have a lot of models of healthy, positive people who can be angry without violence or aggression. And that's what I love about this picture. The lion is, there can be this power and intense energy that comes with anger. And if we learn how to use it, it can be a real positive force in our lives. Video gaming at this time of our pandemic has been a great opportunity for teens, some children and adults. Hopefully those children are playing ESRB rated games for their age, or they're playing with their adults. But there are a lot of things that video gaming offers. It's low cost, it's not invasive. You don't have to leave your home to do that. You can comply with your stay-at-home orders. And it really, it can be something that helps you in your future career goals if you have that hand-eye coordination. So the commonalities here from a mental health perspective, and this research has led to my work as president of the Maryland Counseling Association, as well as delivering content to local schools and conferences. But we need to understand video gaming and anger both are not all bad. Right? There are best practices for that. There are boundaries in video gaming. There's practice in anger that helps you to use it in a positive way. These are not out of our control. We can achieve balance by paying attention to how much video gaming we're doing, what kind of video gaming, who we're video gaming with, and how we're angering. And then finally, for the not list here is that it's not antisocial, that anger and video gaming can actually help build rapport. So there's this overlap between these two Frankenstein beasts, if you will, that we need to understand that there's a positive way to approach video gaming and to be angry. So as a counselor and a licensed counselor, it's important for me to recognize and share too, as when I disseminate this research, that during this pandemic, we have a lot of symptoms that are not going to go away as soon as the vaccine comes out. We're going to be dealing with depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, hopelessness, and this sense of disconnect especially for children, but for adults too. And video gaming can be a way for us to be able to express anger about those pieces, or the anger that comes about as part of those diagnoses through video gaming. So lastly, there's a reframe that's needed. We need to approach Xbox video gaming. That's what my research is focused on, because that's the console of choice for Americans. But it could extend to PS4 and other gaming and PC gaming, depending on your client or the person that's being impacted. But it's important for us to recognize that there's a reframe here for that as a potentially positive interaction, as well as healthy anger expression. So we want to make sure that we're using this research in a way that's going to spread the word, help others to know, don't be afraid of your anger, don't worry about it taking over. Let's help you connect and exercise skills for you to be able to express anger in a way that's going to help you achieve what you want. And that is generally without violence, without aggression. We can affect change with anger as a motivational force, as long as we practice it and we exercise it and we understand a little bit more about it. Here are the references, and I hope that you'll contact me if you have any questions, and I can extend a copy of this PowerPoint to anyone who would like it. Thank you for your time, and it is a joy to be able to submit this application.